Plainfield, Wisconsin. Population barely 1,000. A place where doors stayed unlocked, because no one imagined a reason not to. Ed Gein lived just outside town, on a rotting farm that smelled of mold, dust, and decay. To neighbors, he was harmless, awkward, quiet. A man who babysat children, ran errands, and smiled too much. No one asked what waited behind his walls. Ed Gein wasn't born violent, he was manufactured. His mother, Augusta, ruled the household with scripture and terror. She preached that the world was corrupt, that women were filthy temptations, and that obedience was the only path to salvation. Ed was forbidden friends, forbidden pleasure, forbidden thought. When Augusta died in 1945, Ed sealed off her bedroom, untouched, preserved like a shrine. The rest of the house collapsed around it, and in that silence, Ed Gein. At night, Ed drove to local cemeteries. He didn't rob graves for money. He didn't steal jewelry. He dug for bodies, fresh ones, women who resembled his mother. He peeled skin from corpses with surgical patience. Faces were removed carefully, like masks. He boiled flesh to clean bones. He experimented, practiced. This wasn't rage, this was craftsmanship. Back home, Gein turned human remains into household items. Bowls made of skulls, belts of nipples, curtains of skin, furniture that remembered the people it came from. And all the while, the town slept. But eventually, the graves stopped satisfying him. In 1954, Mary Hogan disappeared from her tavern. Her blood was scrubbed from the floor, but Ed joked later that she wasn't gone, just around. 3 years later, hardware store owner Bernice Worden vanished. This time, the police followed the trail. When officers opened the door to Ed Gein's farmhouse, they didn't scream. They froze. In the shed, Bernice Worden hung upside down, gutted like livestock. Inside the house, heads in bags, skulls on bedposts, a box of noses, organs labeled and stored. And then they found the suit, a full-body woman's suit sewn from real skin. Breasts, lips, a face. Ed admitted he wore it, to become his mother. In custody, Ed was polite, cooperative, calm. He said he never meant to hurt anyone. He said the dead didn't mind. He said he was lonely. There was no panic in his voice, no remorse, just explanation. Doctors later said Ed didn't know right from wrong, but the evidence suggested something far colder. He knew. He just didn't care. Ed Gein was declared legally insane and locked away for life, but he never left. His crimes became the blueprint for American horror. Norman Bates's split identity, Leatherface's masks, Buffalo Bill's skin obsession. Fiction exaggerated the violence, but it softened the truth. Because the real Ed Gein wasn't theatrical. He wasn't loud. He didn't chase victims with chainsaws. He waited, he collected, he worked. Ed Gein died in 1984. His house was burned to the ground. But the fear didn't burn with it. Because the most terrifying thing about Ed Gein wasn't what he did to bodies. It was how long he did it while everyone believed he was harmless.